millions in offshore accounts stolen from taxpayers. In what may turn out to be one of the most legacy-damaging stories of the last decade, it seems that royalty payments for Obamacare to the sum of $411 million has been paid by the U.S. Treasury to three offshore, tax haven, accounts under the name of Barry Soetoro, LCC. The payments were made under the Obamacare bill from 2010, to cover the expenses and royalties associated with naming the bill. These payments were officially stopped as the bill was renamed the Affordable Care Act. Let's check out the salient points. Payments were made for the naming of and royalties associated with Obamacare. These payments were to a company registered as Barry Soetoro, LCC. Barack Obama has denied many times that Barry Soetoro is an alias he uses. Someone behind the naming of Obamacare is clearly called Barry Soetoro. The payments were made into three accounts spread across the Cayman Islands, Ireland, and Caledonia. The payments came from the U.S. Treasury. So who is this Barry Soetoro? It is clearly someone of influence. They did after all name the Obamacare bill, and they haven't paid taxes on the money in the U.S. That's almost $170 million in unpaid taxes. We need answers to this. Source: FFS. This is huge. Look who's going to be expelled from Senate if she doesn't resign by September 13, you'll cheer. We have seen the hubris of the liberal administrators in America. They feel that since they moved toward becoming officeholders, they are qualified for keeping their seat until the end of time. What's more, if a whiff of a scandal shows up on the scene, on numerous occasions, these radical lefties push aside their offenses and bend the talk in such a debilitated path, to the point that they start to reprimand conservatives for their own behavior. It is a totally absurd thing to do, however, that is the thing that the left has learned. The more they can accuse the right of their own particular unlawful dealings, the more lies they tell, the more cards they can haul out on the mainstream media. A normal American will begin to trust the untruths, overlook the activities, and keep the individual in office. All things considered, in our story, one specific Democratic legislator is really going to be considered responsible for her offenses. Democrat State Senator Maria Chappelle-Nadal is in a bad position. She posted on Facebook that she wants to see President Trump assassinated. This has made the Secret Service intercede and investigate her. Over that, Missouri's Lieutenant Representative Mike Parson has given a final proposal: resign by September 13, 2017, or be expelled. Via the Daily Caller, Missouri Lieutenant Governor Mike Parson informed a state Democratic lawmaker who threatened President Trump's life to resign by September 13 or the state Senate will move to expel her. Parson, a former sheriff who also serves as president of Missouri State Senate, pointed to a section of the Missouri Constitution that relates to penalties for lawmakers guilty of contempt and disorderly conduct. Missouri Democratic State Senator Maria Chappelle-Nadal called on President Donald Trump last week in a Facebook post that said, "I hope Trump is assassinated," during an exchange with a left-wing activist who claimed a family relative was a Secret Service agent. According to the Springfield News Leader, Parson stipulated that Chappelle-Nadal must resign by September, the date of the forthcoming veto session, or deal with expulsion from the Senate. Keep in mind how we discussed the left dumping the fault of their activities on the privilege. A valid example. Normally, the left pulls this boo. She requires Trump's death. At that point she's considered responsible for her words, so then she pulls the race card and reprimands Trump for her activities. Unfathomable. The liberals have gone too far. What's more, it's reviving to see Missouri's lieutenant representative taking a solid remain against the despise and absence of regard that this Democratic congressperson has for President Trump. In the event that she was shrewd, she would resign and get it over with. Be that as it may, knowing her, this will give her one more month of making victimhood talk and playing the saint when she is completely ousted. We can dare to dream that Missouri constituents can see through her trash and vote an alternate congressperson in that will really think about them rather than their very own plan. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. HT The Daily Caller. Breaking Democrats are under arrest. It's finally happening. Since the day Donald Trump was chosen for president, a growing number of government officials have been working hard to knock him off the throne by exposing classified information. The distressing level of corruption in our government has turned out to be huge these few months due to this, and it was confirmed once again this week when a State Department member of staff was imprisoned and charged with obstructing an FBI investigation into her communications with foreign intelligence agents. Western journalism informed that Candace Claiborne, a 60-year-old member of staff who has been with the State Department since 1999, was imprisoned on Tuesday and charged with boycotting an official proceeding and making fake accusations to the FBI, both of which are criminal offenses. She pleaded not guilty to all charges throughout a Wednesday court appearance. The Department of Justice made a statement saying Claiborne was accused of communicating with two Chinese intelligence agents who delivered tens of thousands of dollars in presents and benefits to Claiborne and her family for more than 5 years. During her career, Claiborne served in Baghdad, Iraq, Khartoum, Sudan, and Beijing and Shanghai, China. The State Department demanded that Claiborne reports her contacts, but she did not do so. The FBI will continue to investigate individuals who, though required by law, fail to report foreign contacts, which is a key indicator of potential insider threats posed by those in positions of public trust. As a State Department employee with a top-secret clearance, she received training and briefing about the need for caution and transparency, U.S. Attorney Channing Phillips said in a statement. This case demonstrates that U.S. government employees will be held accountable for failing to honor the trust placed in them when they take on such sensitive assignments. If she is to be charged, Claiborne could get up to 25 years in prison. This story is a good reminder of just how common the corruption in our administration has become. Barack Hussein Obama made it even worse by enabling such incidents to happen right beneath his nose and doing nothing to end them. If you think Donald Trump should clean up our government, share this story. Amazing. What Trump's team did to the president will bring tears to your eyes. Trump raised a lot of questions when he declared that he will not go to this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner. The Correspondents' Dinner is basically fake prom night for the fake news media. They get dressed up, walk the red carpet, and then listen to some mediocre, liberal comedian bash Trump. So, President Trump gave the media the ultimate FU when he announced he wasn't going. However, Trump isn't the only one who won't be attending. ABC News is reporting that Trump's entire White House staff will not be attending the dinner because they stand in solidarity with President Trump. The White House informed the White House Correspondents Association this evening that White House staff will not be attending this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner out of solidarity with President Trump. This is so good to hear. That President Trump's team stands behind him. Well, Mr. President, we stand with you too. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Justin first full Supreme Court ruling in over a year has Obama furious. The full panel of 9 Supreme Court justices met Monday to decide the fate of a case with very close ties to Barack Obama and the Democrats. The Supreme Court ruled 5-4, with Justice Gorsuch casting the tiebreaker, reports Trendify. They decided that the only part of the Islam history taught to our children in public schools will be the one of radical Islam and what they can do to help stop it. Judge Gorsuch, in his first opinion for the High Court, wrote, "The government certainly has no business being involved in religion, but this isn't a government issue or a religious issue. This is about the judicial branch interpreting the laws as they apply to the teaching of religion. We should be teaching any religions in this country besides standard Judeo-Christianity, as our founders wanted, and we certainly shouldn't be filling the children with lies about Islam being a religion of peace when they see the carnage on the news almost every day. He added, "It is our duty as Americans first and judges second to safeguard the way our children are indoctrinated." The Obama administration, after winning this case on appeal in the 17th District Court, has remained with no power or any influence and friends in the judiciary. With this ruling ends the teaching of Islam in public schools, which is a major hit to Obama's beloved Muslims. This is in addition to the ruling from just a week or so ago that forbids the teaching of Islamic tenets or Sharia as a part of world history as well. This is major win for our country and Christianity. Thank God for our president and his new appointee. Now we can get back to respecting our true values and the normal, everyday worshipping of the only real God.